Hey, how's it going? Today is day 79 of my 100-day inspiration challenge. And today I want to talk about growing your identity. So, I'm not talking about changing your identity, changing who you are, changing the core elements of your being. I'm talking about changing the way that you think about yourself, the way that you define yourself, and changing the things about yourself that are limiting you and that are holding you back so that you can be a better version of yourself. So I want to start out with a quote, and it is by Zig Ziglar. It says, "It's impossible to consistently behave in a manner inconsistent with how we see ourselves. We can do very few things in a positive way if we feel negative about ourselves." So I just thought that that was so powerful and such a great reminder. Sure, we might be able to accomplish some good things. We might be able to will ourselves to accomplish some good things and some goals. But if we have self-doubt, if we have a negative identity or a negative perception about who we are, then there is no way that we are going to be able to consistently achieve great things, because everything that you are, everything that your world is, it starts with the inside. It starts with your beliefs in yourself. So that is the most important thing. And I want to talk about changing, and not just changing, but growing your identity and growing the way that you see yourself and how that will benefit you. So this is really applicable when it comes to habits. So there's a book called, I don't even remember what it's called right now. Something about Atomic Habits. It's called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And he talks about different people that are running. And there was a study where people would run a couple times a week. And those people that identified as being a runner were more likely to keep the habit than those people that said, "I'm not a runner." It's so interesting because I have noticed this in my own life. I used to run 4 to 5 times a day, and people would ask me how long I've been a runner, and I'd be like, "Oh no, I'm not a runner," because I didn't believe that I was worthy of that title for some reason, because in my mind, a runner was at a certain level that I was not. And actually, I saw this in a client of mine. She said the exact same thing, and so it was really interesting because this is really true. But if we can identify with the thing that we want, then we are more likely to stay consistent and work toward that thing. So if we can identify with being a runner, we are more likely to engage in running because it is a part of who we are. It's not something that we're striving for. It's already something that we have inside of us. And this can be applied toward our goals. So if your goal is happiness, if your goal is to be a better parent, if your goal is to have a better job or to own your own business, you can think to yourself, okay, what are some traits that these people have? People that are happy, how do they identify with? What are some things that they do? How do they behave? What do they do? What are some actions that they take? And then committing to those actions first off, committing to owning that you are a happy person. And it might not be the reality in that moment. You might have a negative mindset, and you might have to start with owning that you have the capability of being a happy person, because that's where it starts. It starts with owning your potential. It starts with owning the capability that is within you. And by pushing that away, by telling yourself, "I'm not a happy person yet," or "I'm not a business owner yet," you are telling yourself that those things are not you, and then it gives you an excuse to not work for those things. So set yourself up for success by identifying with whatever it is you want, identifying as that persona. If you want to be happier, identify as a happy person. And then again, think about what are the things that happy people do. If you want to identify as a business owner, tell yourself you are a business owner. Quit telling yourself that you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that you don't know how, because those things that you're telling yourselves, those are excuses and those are holding you back, and they're going to get you further away from your goal. So it all starts with your beliefs. And how you can change that is encompassing the identity of the thing that you want. So owning the persona of who you want to be, because it is in the realm of possibility. You can be, do, and have anything you want. You just have to decide before it is ever going to come. So you have to commit to taking on that persona. You have to commit to taking on that identity. And yes, it is going to be uncomfortable because it is growth. It is an identity that is different than what you currently have. But you have to commit to it because that's where it starts. You can never consistently do good work. You can never consistently find success if you are telling yourself the opposite thing of the things that you want. So it all starts with owning that identity of the thing that you want. Thank you so much for showing up with me tonight. Keep showing up for yourself regardless of where you are, because if you do, there is nowhere that you can go but up. If you would like more free resources, you can head over to my website, showuptogoup.com. I'll see you tomorrow.